Hey, Pete Staggy here from B2B Clarity. I have a question for you. What is the difference between B2B and B2C when it comes to your marketing program? And the answer is quite a lot, but it does boil down to two essential things. One is who's the buyer, and two, how does that buyer make their decision? Those two simple things have a broad impact on how your B2B marketing program works and how to make it successful. So, for who the buyer is, in B2C, it's the consumer, tends to be one person. In B2B, it's quite often a multiple of people, a team, and that team of people has to make that decision together in order for the purchase to be made. For how the decision is made, consumers tend to have a higher level of emotional input in their decision, whereas businesses are usually using more facts and data, and the decision tends to be more intellectual. So both of these factors are not black and white. There's a spectrum here. For example, if I'm a family that's buying a minivan, a significant purchase like that is probably going to be multiple people involved in that decision, and they're probably going to use some data and do some research to help them make that decision. So these two factors, very simple, but they have a very broad impact, as I said. So let's talk more about for B2B, what do these two simple things mean when it comes to how you go to market? So first of all, that team selling, that has a huge impact. When you have multiple people that are involved in the decision, any one of them can stop it from happening. So you have to sell, you have to target and market and sell to multiple personas, and they have different needs, different timing, different places you need to speak to them. Makes it a much more involved process to get them along that buyer's journey. The sales cycle tends to be a lot longer as well. That's partly due to this fact of people needing to come together and make a decision, but then there's also part of that multiple people dynamic is a budget process, and the price points tend to be bigger too, because sometimes those decisions are made for an ongoing decision, not just that initial purchase. And then finally, the purchase process itself can be much more complex. Easy example of that is look at the difference in feature sets between e-commerce platforms for consumers versus business B2B. Dramatic difference because of the ongoing purchase capability, who has permission to buy, how do you stock items. There's all kinds of different elements there. As far as the rational decision for B2B, what that means is there tends to be a vetting process involved, which means you as a marketer have to have your ducks in a row, the data and the business proof, if you will, that supports those decisions. So, as you can see, these are just a few of the ways that B2B marketing is changed, and I would say in a lot of ways made more complex than a B2C buying decision. That said, there are ways that you can learn from B2C and improve your B2B marketing program. And I'll talk about that in my next video.